Welcome into the BATify Bowl of Doom and Destruction Pick'em episode. We've got some tremendous guests with us here today. Obviously, that's not including the one, the only Ben Hayes, because he's not a guest, because his name is at the top of the page, brother.
What's up?
And then we've got Will Myhan, who's been with us before. Hey, Will, tell us. Hello.
What's up? How are you?
And then, of course, we've got Super Analysis. Wonderful, amazing guests to offset our Gump powers of doom and destruction. That's right. Our resident Barner, Blake Hollimon. How you doing, Blake?
First-time caller, Paul. Long-time listener.
I think that's copyrighted. We just broke copyright.
We sure did.
Well, you know, it's going to be a little bit different episode. We're going to do our bowl pick'em. We encourage you to look on our Facebook page, Facebook.com,
whatever it is,
/Ben and Travis, or Twitter.com /Ben and Travis. We're going to go December 27th, the Military Bowl presented by Northrop Grumman. What? We're going to go the Tar Heels versus the Temple Owls. Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, Annapolis, Maryland. Can we just watch Army and Navy play again?
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm going to go with Temple because Mac Brown blew a chance to save us from the Clemson debacle and going with one of the worst two-point conversion plays I've ever seen. Temple tough up in here. Temple tough.
Go with it.
Mac Brown retired.
I'll give 500 free points to anyone who knows what Northrop Grumman is. I just Googled it.
Guns.
Grumman?
Yeah.
It's a, I don't know, like a type of plane.
It's an aerospace defense company.
Yeah, the Grumman Duck is a plane that was flown in World War II.
Back to regularly scheduled programming here.
It can land on the water or on the ground. So just so you know. Or maybe it's just on the water. It's like what Launchpad McQuack flew in DuckTales. Just so you know.
Anywhere else.
Get this anywhere else.
I'm telling you. All right. Will, the New Era Pinstripe Bowl, Yankee Stadium, Michigan State versus Wake Forest.
You know, I really have no idea, so I'm going to go out on a limb here. And since Wake Forest starts with a W and my name starts with a W, I'm just going to pick Wake Forest to win this one. And it brings back good memories of a couple of years back when we absolutely destroyed Michigan State in our bowl game, like 56-0.
That was fun.
I think they actually, in NCAA video games, when, you get down to your third string quarterback and it's a wide receiver, I'm pretty sure Michigan State had to play a wide receiver at quarterback by the end of that game. It was amazing.
I watched that in Dallas, Texas with Jeff Jenkins, and it was quite the game. So I'm going to roll with Wake Forest on this one.
The Demon Deacons.
The
Demon
Deacons
in Highland Park.
No, I'm gonna say no.
Too,
just stay out of problem.
Blake Hollimon, the Academy Sports and Outdoors Texas Bowl, Oklahoma State, and the Texas A&M Aggies. Are you going with the SEC here?
I am not going with the SEC. I do not think Jimbo is going to have any answers for the Oklahoma State Mullets and their high-powered offense. I love Gundy. I think he's awesome. If Gus ever gets the boot, I want either PJ Fleck or Mike Gundy. They've got an awesome running game. Chuba Hubbard and their quarterback Spencer Sanders is really good. So I'm going with Oklahoma State.
Can you really get names like that anywhere but Oklahoma State? Cuba.
You can't. That's
Jimbo.
Fantastic.
I mean, come on. I wish that no one could lose this game because I like the fact that Texas A&M is 7-5 and they paid him $75 million. That hurts my feelings. All right, Benjamin Hayes, San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl. I like it when USC keeps going to the Holiday Bowl. Which USC is this?
I believe this one is the California USC.
The fighting
the Trojans.
That is true.
USC
That's
versus
true.
Iowa.
I was really kind of leaning towards Iowa, but I don't know. It's hard to pick Iowa. It's hard to pick USC. Not a big fan of either one of them. But I'm probably I was just clicking around and looking at some things, and you remember their kicker for USC that came on, the kid that was that's blind, and it was kind of an inspirational story. So
snapper.
or the snapper, yeah, that's right. So I think I'm gonna flip just for that. I'm gonna say USC on this one.
But
it's a little bit of
It has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that they finished 85th in the Rivals
that's
recruiting
hilarious.
rankings yesterday.
The
Yeah,
worst
that's
team
it.
in the Pac-12. Yes.
Ben forgot the emotional story of Iowa, though. Aren't they the team that has the children's hospital?
Oh man!
And they waved to them at the end
Nope.
of like the
Yep.
first or second quarter.
No, that one might have to pull my strings back to Iowa. I do like that.
We're wavering on the air here.
I am. I'm going back and forth. I'm going to keep my original pick. We're going to go
You
to
know
Iowa.
what makes me emotional about this game is how many tight ends Iowa uses. It makes me emotional. It's beautiful.
offense.
Tight ends are great.
We're going with Iowa.
I'm going to the Cheez-It Bowl.
Did y'all use tight end in
Our
8-man?
next pick is the Cheez-It Bowl. Case Field, Phoenix. I could eat my weight in Cheez-Its, vomit, and rally again. Eat some more. I love Cheez-Its. In fact, I'm actually picking a bowl of Cheez-Its to win this actual game. Air Force versus Washington State. I'm just going to tell you, man, I love the military, but goodness gracious, Leach, you are a hero of mine. My goodness.
Leach.
Just
Yes, he
for
is.
the press conferences, Washington State, although his press conferences after he loses are kind of better. But I'm going with the Cougs. Going with the Cougs.
If you only had like one Twitter pick to follow, Mike Leach has to be like in the top 2, top 3 options you get. So it's pretty impressive.
So you're sending Air Force off into the wild blue yonder?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just checking.
Uh-huh. December 28th, Will, you're going to bring us a little closer to the new year. The Camping World Bowl in Orlando, Florida. Camping World Stadium. Notre Dame versus Iowa State.
I mean, does any Alabama fan really want to pick Notre Dame?
I didn't, but I did.
That's just that's a no. So let's just get through this really quick. It's a 90% to 10% on ESPN. So let's just pick them and move on to the next bowl.
I wish Iowa State were the Blue Cyclones, because then I would totally pick them every time. But
Notre Dame at least has touchdown Jesus.
That is true.
So just so you know,
That's their one shining point.
The one thing.
That we can.
Pretty cool little mural on the side of a wall.
all right, Blake.
Has nothing to do with this either, but
Blake, the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, AT&T Stadium, Arlington, Texas. Penn State versus Memphis.
I went to Arlington this past year, and I saw the Auburn Tigers take down the Oregon Ducks in Jerry World. That has absolutely nothing to do with this.
You're right.
Memphis is playing Penn State there. Memphis just lost their head coach, Mike Norvell. He's headed to Florida State. And I like James Franklin as a coach better than whoever is going to be their interim. So I'm going Penn State to beat the high-powered Memphis
The
Tigers.
Nittany Lion. What does that even mean? But who cares? Nittany Lion.
Hey,
It's a girl line.
when we were coming back from Memphis the other weekend, Will and I, the Memphis was playing Cincinnati for the second week in a row.
Yep.
That has to be a pretty rare occasion, right? How many times has that happened before? Same two teams play 2 weeks in a row, college football.
I've never heard
The
of it.
Larry Davenport special.
I just wish Franklin was still at Vanderbilt just to see what he could have done there.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Would have been
Man,
interesting.
7-5 would have been amazing. A couple of years in a row for Vandy.
Yeah.
Travis, you and I
Jonathan
get the
Henson would have
playoff
loved it.
games. How about this? I think everybody needs to chime in
Oh,
on these.
man. This first one, I have no idea, because I still to this day don't know what Clemson has. Like, are they a football team? I mean, the bye week was like the third hardest game they played all year. You got the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl, number 2 Ohio State, versus number 3 Clemson, the State Farm Stadium, Glendale, Arizona, 8 p.m. The Buckeyes and the Tigers, I have no earthly idea. Man.
It's going to be a rough one.
I think that I'm going to have to go with I'm back and forth because I think, maybe we should do it vote style because I think Ohio State might be the best team in the country. But once again, I don't know what Clemson has. Like, I don't know.
And Clemson's
Didn't
not
Clemson
lost
beat Alabama last year?
Badly.
Yeah, shut up.
Ugly.
They haven't lost a game in like 26 games? Something
Well,
like
it
that?
depends on if you count JV games because they've played about half of those, like JV style.
Ouch.
I'm going to go, and we can do this by vote around the room. Everybody give their opinion. I'm going to go Ohio State just because.
I'm going Ohio State. I feel like they're right up there with LSU for the best team in the nation. I feel like so.
I'm really leaning towards Clemson. To be honest with you, I think Dabo's told his team for the past 4 weeks that they're awful, and that they're terrible and that they're not even good. So I don't know that Dabo's shown anything.
You're going with Dabo because he's from Alabama.
That's true too. But
I'm with you on that. I mean, that's cool.
The only way Clemson wins is Trevor Lawrence he's got to play out of his mind, and he hasn't done that well this season.
So the real vote then comes back to Blake. Blake, what are you thinking about this game, man?
I'm taking Ohio State. They look like a well-oiled machine literally all year long. Clemson's kind of struggled. And I like Justin Field better than Trevor Lawrence. So I'll take Ohio State.
Isn't that a Georgia guy too? There's another Georgia transfer.
It is another Georgia transfer.
That was Kirby's worst decision right there, letting Fields go.
All right, let's see. We're at the college football playoff semifinal, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. This is actually in Atlanta. Number 1, the Bayou Bengals. Louisiana State University versus the number 4. Transfer you, Oklahoma Boomer Sooner, Pooper Duper. Here we go.
Well, I think my Bayou Bengals are going to go down there. They're going to whoop up on Oklahoma. No, we're going to take it.
What?
Go Tigers.
Ben's going with LSU. Will, what you got?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to pick against LSU. And Orgeron, he's a pretty fun dude, it seems like. So, it's kind of hard to go against him.
Blake?
I mean, go ahead, Blake.
There has been no Jalen Hurts talk yet, which is
I was about
awesome.
to say it.
I'm taking LSU.
It's hard for me to pick against Hurts, but I just don't think Oklahoma's got the team that LSU's got, period. So
if Hollywood Brown was still at Oklahoma, I think they would have a better shot. But with just CeeDee Lamb, I just don't see it.
The most shocking thing to me in this game is when Jalen Hurts will throw a person open. Still waiting for that one. Still waiting. Go on, Jalen. Here we go.
So you going with Oklahoma?
I'm going with LSU because he can't throw anybody open. Woo! Dance all night long. All right. Will the Thrill Mind?
Yeah,
Will.
I think
the Serve Pro First Responder Bowl, Western Kentucky versus Western Michigan, Gerald J. Ford Stadium, Dallas.
The Battle of the Westerns.
Serve Pro, I may actually watch this one. I would cheer for Serve Pro more than the two teams since they fixed my house.
There you go.
After we had a huge water pipe leak. So I really like Serve Pro. Don't really care about either of these teams, to be honest with you. But I guess I'll probably go with Kentucky more than Michigan, just because I've got some friends that live up in the hollers of Kentucky.
So which one is – here's the question. Which one is most Western? Like, which one's farther west?
Ooh, that is a great
question. I'm going to have to look it up.
While he's looking that up, Blake, Franklin American Mortgage Music Twang City Bowl, Mississippi State Bulldogs versus the Louisville Cardinal, Nissan Stadium, Nashville, Tennessee.
I think I might be interested more in some of the other bowls that we've talked about, such as Florida International, Arkansas State, or something like that. I cannot get excited to watch either one of these teams, but I think Mississippi State will lose more than I think Louisville will lose. So
everyone at home will lose. Every one
Yes,
of
your
them.
eyes are going to start bleeding.
We're almost up to date on who's more Western.
All right.
We are. It's looking like
What was that?
I don't know. That was not me.
It's looking like it's going
I
to
think it's going to be Western Kentucky, actually.
Kentucky is going to get the
let's
get the nod here.
It's not big enough for the both of them.
It's not. Let's see.
Ben Hayes, the Red Box Bowl, right?
Red Box?
California versus
Dude,
Illinois.
who uses Red Box anymore?
Kentucky.
Oh yeah, Western Kentucky definitely wins that. Okay, so what's the
Red
bowl?
Box Bowl, California versus Illinois. Didn't know these teams still played football, just to be honest. Levi Stadium, Santa Clara, California.
Let's see. So if it's in Santa Clara, California, I'm still trying to find it here because I've been looking at a map too much. Where am I even at, man?
Muscle
even
Shoals,
find it.
Alabama. Sorry.
I am in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. That's true. So I don't know. I'll just be honest with you. I don't have a clue.
Illinois has more ranked wins
Who
than
does
Alabama.
it, Blake?
So.
Who does it, Blake?
Dude, Blake, come on, man. Keep it. So this isn't. Where's this being played at?
Santa Clara.
Cal versus
Yep.
Illinois. Because this one is again, ESPN is showing Toyota Stadium, Frisco, Texas.
They're the worst.
I mean, like, what's up with that? I was gonna say it's a home game for Cal, at least basically, but it doesn't look like it is. I'm gonna go with I don't know who should I go with, guys? I don't know on this one. I'm completely,
Illinois upset somebody this
completely
year.
blank. Yeah, Cal's record's a little bit
And they're
better.
probably liberal.
I'm gonna go with Cal. Let's just go with Cal for the fun of it. Just because there's a great line in old TV. You remember the movie Mystery Science Theater 3000? One of the characters was Cal, so I'm going with Cal.
Boom. I've got the Capital.
Never heard of that
I've got the
movie.
Capital One Orange Bowl, Florida versus Virginia. I'm trying to decide who has the better quarterback, and I can't remember. Probably neither one of these guys. But Hard Rock Stadium, Miami Gardners, Florida. Let's go with them Gators, Florida. SEC.
Chomp.
SEC.
Yeah, but the real question is the next game: Virginia Tech and Kentucky.
The Belt Bowl.
The Belt Bowl.
Will, you got it.
I guess I'm going to try and be an SEC homer, and I'm going to hope that Kentucky can actually pull this one out so that everybody else, the ACC and all the other divisions, don't talk about how weak the SEC is. So hopefully Kentucky can pull one out and
That's what I'm talking about.
help us out a little bit. So I'm going to roll with
they're not playing basketball, right?
I do know that, but they're not doing very good in
Oh.
basketball either because I got upset as the number one team the other
Sweet.
day.
All right. Blake, Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. Oh, my goodness. I have a new stadium favorite bowl game.
That's Tony
Yeah,
the
that
Tiger.
is a good one. So this decision is really easy for me. Florida State is basically a dumpster fire right now, and the Arizona State Sun Devils deal with fire. So I'm going with the Herm Edwards. You play to win the game. Arizona State
I like
Sun
it.
Devils.
I like that pick. I like that pick. Never go full Seminole. Ben Hayes, the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, Navy, the Fighting Larry Davenports versus Kansas State Wildcats.
And I got to go for my friend Larry Davenport here. I'm going to go Navy.
Memphis.
I don't know what you say. You don't say anchor down on that one, do you? That's Vanderbilt. So, but whatever.
Go Navy beat Army. Just
anchors away. Maybe that's it.
year round. Go Navy beat Army.
Go
around.
Navy.
All right,
Let's
here
do
we
it.
go. Travis Creasy Nova Home Loans Arizona Bowl. Maybe depressing bowl.
This one sounds fun.
Wyoming versus Georgia State. And, brother, let me tell you this right now. Georgia State gave me so much joy this year. Up on Rocky Top, beating them balls just like they deserve, like renting mules. The Georgia State whatevers winning the Nova Home Loans Arizona Bowl.
Panthers.
Tucson, Arizona. Will, the Valero Alamo Bowl, Utah and Texas.
Who's the quarterback for Texas?
Who cares?
Yeah, Ellinger.
Ellinger.
Last year when he said after they won the bowl game and he screamed, "We're back," and then they've had a terrible year.
7-5.
Just would love to see good old Utah go in there and just beat them again, so that they end their season on a good little loss. So I'm gonna go with the Utes.
The Utes.
Yeah.
Hopefully they whoop them like they whooped Alabama in 08.
Just want to take a moment as we get ready to ask the final question to our guests to encourage you, if you are in the market or looking to create your own podcast, to look at Anchor. That's what we use. As you listen, you may be thinking, if these two guys can do it, then anybody can, and that's absolutely true with Anchor. The best part is it's free. There's plenty of creation tools that allow you to record, edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. You can also contact and have your guests on from different locations or right there in the room with you. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. It can be on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Do you have a favorite Christmas movie, song, or maybe just, other than Blake, a favorite college football moment this fall?
Songs is How Many Kings. The song, is it Mark? I can't remember what his name is. Mark Martell. It's a Christian song. How Many Kings. That's a good one.
Beautiful Star of Bethlehem was my song.
Anything Taylor Swift.
Does Taylor Swift do Christmas? I mean, I figured she was, all opposed to that stuff.
Will Myhan, Blake Hollimon, thank you for your just stupendous, in-depth decisions and choices. I'm sure that we're going to go for 100 correct on all of these.
Oh yeah, we got it.
We're just
I really
amazing.
thought you were
41-0, baby.
Stupidity and not stupendous.
Yeah.
Well, your words, not mine, brother. Your words, not mine. Appreciate it, guys. Got anything else you'd like to add before we close it out?
I'm good, man. Enjoyed it. Always glad to get back on the air with you, and thankful to these guys for joining us.